Alright, good evening DOT community. And yes, I am stealing that from you, Zalon. Shout out to you, man. Welcome to the kingdom. Today we have a very special episode where we go over the most recent event. I recant some of my earlier recommendations and open it up for questioning as well as we go through some grinding. See you. Welcome to the stream. Alright, so let me go ahead and start off the stream by recanting a statement that I made just a few days ago. I've had some time to think about it, and I realized that I didn't give as much clarity to the situation as I should have. So the statement I'm going to recant is, armor is dead. Now, when it comes to setting up a defense, I still believe that wholeheartedly. But where I recant is whenever it comes to setting up an attack. When you're attacking, you're going up against garrisons and lands and titans that are specifically designed to last and defend. And so they are not running all of the relics needed to give them the armor piercing that they need to burn through your troops. And so if you have an X-skilled titan with a few relics that are X-skilled, you can go the distance with it. But when it comes to defense, setting up your defense, armor is a thing of the past, at least in the upper leagues. If you're in the lower leagues, maybe you can get by with it, but to be honest with you, it's just a matter of time before everyone has the relics that they need or the titan that's needed. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's jump right into this event. As you guys can see, I'm at 2628 at the moment. I have saved up all those portal stones as well as event stones from the last event. I've just been grinding through today as I decide exactly where I want to end up in this event. So going into the rewards, it is pretty standard at the bottom end here. Now, we've got the 4 poison tokens back. If you get up to 5,000, you got your divine gems, you got your portal stones, which I'm very grateful that they have in here. Druid Little, welcome to the stream. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to see if I can't just get Discord up and running. So any of you guys that want to join me in here, assuming I can get this... I'll probably decide during the stream exactly how far I'm going to go. So, you guys will be with me as I go over this. I haven't had a ton of chance to review this, so this is going to be exactly off the top of my head. Alright. Let me go ahead and post Discord in here. Those of you that want to join me, you're welcome to. Alright. So, going through this, once you get past, if you don't really have, if you want to skip this event, I don't see any reason that you guys should push as hard as you can to finish, if you're waiting for something more. And the reason for that is you really have to grind to get to the good stuff. Because once you get past, I think anyone can basically get to the 2,500 mark for the 3rd poison token. And then it's almost in your best interest to grind to the 3,500 for the gems, just for the experience and the extra relics you're going to get. But if you decide to go up to the 5,000 mark, that's not an issue whatsoever. You're going to pick up Logu, and you might as well get the divine gems. This is where the worst grind in this event is going to happen for you. Between 5,500 and 12,000. It's a dead zone. There are many people that love the Septic Belt and the Morbid Cloak. But like the last video, they are inferior in their outdated items. And while they do represent a little more value, than the Fire Ruby and then the Fire Cloak, because they buff Panthers, and Panthers, like it or not, are still part of the meta. They only have one skill buffing them, and then the other two are buffing the Titans. The Septic Belt buffs armor. So if you're going to get the Septic Belt and you're going to level it, once again, don't expect to have this on defense with your Panthers. You would use this solely as an offensive thing, and I believe that there are better offensive relics for Panthers in the Septic Belt. So maybe if you're on relics, that's where you're going to find it. Oh, wow. Yoon, 11.4k souls. You're killing it. Morbid Cloak, same thing. I mean, while it buffs Panthers' health, which I think is a little bit better, with only one skill buffing Panthers, I mean, you're really investing a lot in your Titan. And that can be an issue sometimes, especially in the later game. And so, the dead zone is you having to grind from 5,500 to 11,000 and getting minimal in return. If you decide that it's worth it for you and you can do that, because I wouldn't even recommend using tokens to get through this, because the bonus that you're getting is so minimal, 1.2. Oh, okay. Give me 1 second, Drew. Let me see. Oh. That's simply because I wasn't in the chat, Doom. That's all.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Alright, let me go ahead and turn down that music a little bit. Just reduce the volume just slightly. Okay, so moving on. If you decide that you can make the grind, your real reward will start with the Orb of Death. Now, these orbs, you do not equip these orbs for the bonus and damage that they provide. You've got to look at it as a side bonus, because it's only 30%. There are other relics that give you higher bonus to damage. And so when you equip these, they are specifically for the resistances, and then you get the bonus of having the extra damage. Alright. Now, once you get to the Orb of Death, good morning, Ron. Good to have you. That's the premier relic in this event. This is the best relic that is in the entire event, and, you know, it's one of the orbs, so you're always going to be able to find a place for it. But once you get to that point, the real reward to those that grind will begin. Because you get to 2,500 gems at the 13,000 soul mark, and that alone will almost fund you, or that alone will fund you getting all the way to and a little bit past the 250 divine gems. Without you spending any extra tokens, those gems with portal stones will get you to that point. My math normally puts at, when you're at 1.2, basically about 1,000 or 1,100 gems will equate to 1,000 souls. So that'll get you all the way to the divine gems. Well, we're going to cover the new relic in a moment, Yoon. Once you get to the divine gems, you've got to ask yourself this question. If you have the time, I do believe it's worth the grind to get to the next 2,500 gem mark. Just because you're going to be getting a lot of relics along the way. The benefit of the grind. Neither of these items in between the gems is worth a grind to them. You've got to look at them as a bonus to getting to the next 2,500 gem slot. The Toxic Rune, there is one scenario where I'm going to use this. One and only scenario. And that's why this is the only reason why I'm even considering going up this high. Or is because of the gems. But the one scenario what I'm going to use Toxic Rune actually comes back to the guy that I am raiding with right now. Now, when the Trials of Power returns, let's see, my Mamesh here. I want to show you guys Mamesh real quick, show you his skills, because it's going to go into my analysis of the 4-star Titan you pick up it in this event as well. So my Mamesh is rocking Panther Health and Panther Armor. the same skills that are offered with the new Guardian. So when it comes to when it comes to the Trials of Power, I plan on using Mamesh because my armor is going to be able to keep my troops alive, because none of the troops in Trials of Power are going to have relics to back them up. And so if I equip them with enough damage, and then my two armors, my Panthers will be pretty sturdy. In addition to that, once I get that 4-star Bitter Dirt back equipped, I am still going to have 2 slots to fill. Well, no, the new Titan, there's a place for it, and I'm going to discuss it. The new Titan is basically, for intents and purposes, the same as my Mamesh, but has a little bit of upside if I decide to go straight Panthers. And that upside is I can use poison relics that buff Titan and troops. I cannot do that with Mamesh. And so that's where this new relic comes in. So this new relic... This new relic... Alright, this new relic... let's go right over here. Alright, this new relic over here, we know offers an army poison damage. And it can, from what I understand, it can be equipped to multiple different Titans, not just Titans with poison damage. So it'll add the poison spell, and that Trials of Power, that's pretty big. I think the third skill... Alright, I think the third skill is Panther Health. I think, but let me check to be certain. Alright. No, it's Titan Health. Makes it even worse. So, in the one scenario where I can see myself using it, it's for the extra poison cloud spells in the Trials of Power event. Just because having those poison clouds at spawn points is pretty effective. Alright. So going back through this, that's my thoughts on that particular relic. Now, when it comes to the new Titan, where is she right here? Maiku. Honestly, unless you have a perfect Mamesh, this Titan will provide a lot of versatility for you. It's not going to be the best on defense, and it's not going to be the best on offense, but it can do a pretty good job at mimicking both, if you get both of those guaranteed skills. No, I don't want Venom Seed. I'm trying to find ways to apply these relics, so I'm really searching. That doesn't mean that I'm going to go out and actually do it. But I appreciate the comment, Yoon. But yeah, this, with the guaranteed skills, you can look at the Panthers as an attacking. You could basically use this Titan as a Mamesh that just runs over lands and castles pretty effectively if you have some Bitter Dirks and some Panther buffing relics. For defense, I honestly think Spearman will be better, and with those guaranteed 2 skills, you'll have a passable defense. Once again, it won't be something amazing, but it would be, I think she'd be a great land defender with unkillable Spearman. But that's my 2 cents on that Titan. Not the best attacker, not the best defender, but something passable at both. And since it's guaranteed skills, supposedly, if you're going to get to Orb of Death, she'll be worth your time leveling. And I think that may be the first time I've said that about a Titan, because most of the time the Titans are crapshoots.
Yeah, I mean, quick opinion about the new Titan that's available to guarantee defensive skill for Panthers. I mean, I know a lot of people are grinding through events. They're worried about troop loss and things like that. So you can stack a whole bunch of attacking, relics on this Titan, and then you're really buffing up their health and armor, so then you're not going to go through as much troop loss throughout events. So I think that's pretty cool.
It's true, and I appreciate that feedback. Any other thoughts on Meiku that you want to add in?
No, I mean, that was pretty much it. I mean, yeah, it's going to have some pretty hard to take down spearmen, and if you got any of the relics that can help, buff their armor and their health, I mean, people are going to concentrate on trying to take down your Panthers, right? And they're going to kind of lose sight of the spearmen, and time's going to, be ticking on the clock. So, by the time that all the Panthers are knocked out, there may not be that enough time to take out those spearmen before the clock runs out. So, yeah, I think this Titan can be used on, either defense or attacking. The more I think about it, the more, as you said, versatile that this Titan can be applied. It's not going to be the best at both, but just as, you were saying, it's got a place.
Yep. Yeah, thank you. And the one big weakness I do see on defense is that if you are looking for that 5th or 6th relic slot, you are unable to equip Titan and troop buffing relics on this particular Titan. And so you're not going to have a physical relic that also boosts spearmen in some way. But that can be bypassed because you've got your orbs to deal with, and you've got your kite shields, anything that's going to make the defense of those spearmen stronger.
Yeah, I was just about to say adding in, some of the orbs as well. And, yeah, the new relic that's out, the rune that you see, yeah, if that last skill would have been, something like Panther Health or Panther Armor, then, yeah, that would have, definitely been a much more applicable relic as opposed to Titan Health or Titan Armor, whichever one it is.
Yeah, it's Titan Health. Now, to finish out this, because I stopped at 18,000. Once you get to 18,000, to be honest with you, if you don't have a Ladega, go for her. But Rangers that don't provide X skills, they're a dying breed. You're going to have fun with her for maybe 3 to 6 months. After that, you'll see that time and age will start to push her out of the meta. And I hate to say that about Ladega, because she is a fantastic Titan. But scaling is not with her right now. You can't have one skill give 30% armor for her defensive skill, while one, Meiku's gives 110% armor. 3 times as good. And so look at that, and while she's a ranger, it's great. Once again, time is not with her. Eventually, your investment will go down, but at that point, a 2,000 soul investment in this event, maybe it's worth it for you. For me, if I go to the end, 18,000 is where I stop. I don't even give Titan Soul a consideration, just because it's not a relic that really fascinates me. I get my XP from battles, and I don't want my Titans leveled up before the relics that I have for them, because then they're just going to sit up, without really any use. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I was thinking about that. How far am I going to go in this event? Trying to look at the after show with Bo and Zalon and Vintage's event analysis, JJ's, just because first time in a while I've had a decent amount of gems to go through. So I was like, okay, do I go free to play and use all the gems for this? Because I don't have a Ladega. I don't have any 4-star Rangers aside from Odin. But then I was thinking, well, if I already got Odin, who is, going to be a beast and whatnot, especially when the Lightning troops get released, I don't think that me going all the way to 20,000 to get Ladega is going to be worth it. The more I'm thinking about it, I'm either going to stop at the last Divine Gems or stop at the last gems, normal gems. Just because, like what you said, if I already have Odin, then I'm going to build him up before all Ladega. It'd be nice to have her, but just as you said, just kind of the way that the game is changing and more X-Skill Titans are coming out, so I probably won't go all the way, but yeah, Divine Gems are the normal gems for me.
Sounds good. And, I know you guys, I know you guys know that any of these relics that have spells on them, I trash every time I see them. And I tried with this relic. I really did. I even looked at the abilities.
Mr. Positive. Now look at that whole scenario.
It's true. But yeah, overall, if you do not feel that you can make this grind, I do not feel that tokens are going to be worth using in this. Portal Stones is what you want to grind with if you're going to go through this event. If you have the time, great. If you don't feel bad about missing this event. There will be others down the road. And while my two big takeaways from this event, the big things I am looking for is the Orb of Death, and for the first time, a Meiku. If those skills are guaranteed, I can see myself actually using her as offensive or defensive. And then everything after Meiku is a benefit of the grind. Because you're basically from 13,000 up to 18,000 getting a free grind while you're going to maybe spend an additional 1,000 gems. Those 5,000 gems will take you all the way through this, fill up your relic inventory once or twice. Alright, Cage, welcome to the stream. Alright.
Yeah, interested to see some of the people in the community post pictures of the new Titan to see what it gets. There's a lot of confusion and ambiguity with people wondering what skills are they going to get. They're going to be defensive skills for Panthers and Spearmen, but is it going to be the exact same that the developers were showing us on the stream, or is it going to be double health, double armor? I'm kind of curious to see what certain people are going to get.
Yeah, I really do hope that that's the case, because once again, even with X skill armor, it's good when you're attacking. My Mamesh, I can tell you guys right now, can take out 90% of who I attack, garrison or not, and is only level 50. And got Panther health and armor. And that's even going up against level 25 guys. So it's incredibly strong. The new relic. Alright. And, maybe that's how I will get my relics that have spells. Since I trash on them in every event, maybe I'll just get them through the Pantheon.
Yeah.
I'm actually raiding with Kamathi today. I'm going to go ahead and show off the Great Plague, which is a great, if you're able to get the troop buffing version, is a great addition. This is something I would use on my Meiku, assuming that I decide to grind all the way to get her, which I'm really heavily considering. Now, if you guys decide to pass 2,500, is where you pass at. Grind to get to that point. It'll be worth it for you in the long run, and you can save what you can for the next upcoming event. And while I do believe I am going to be going at least to Meiku and the 2,500 gems in this one, I wouldn't fault anyone for not going the distance there. Just because the grind between 5,000 and 10,000 is going to be the most brutal, because you're not getting anything of value.
Yeah, I mean, my goal is the first and foremost. But then, as I think of the normal gems, one, to get more experience with my Titan that I'm using. Two, get more relics to help forge and level up other ones. But then three, Talladega and I are in a little contest of trying to see who can get the most VP at the end of the season. So, kind of multiple reasons why I'm thinking of going past the York.
Oh, one thing I did miss about the event. Let me go and bring this up. Yoon's trying to tempt right there. All right. Hello, our Kumar. I'm just gonna call you Kumar because I'm gonna embarrass myself if I try to pronounce your first name. If you are in an alliance that is anywhere in the top 101 to top 100, tell them to kick people and bring them back in and get to the 251 to 500. This is garbage tier. I would put this literally behind 1,500 gems. Both of those items. And so...
Yeah. Right. See that 4-star XP relic reward so high? I could pretty much 100% of players out there would rather get the token or the gems as opposed to that. I mean, that's definitely something they need to push down lower, into the ranks.
It's true. It is.
Or at least get multiple copies of it instead of just one.
Oh, if you guys want to know what it's like to raid with a Mamesh with these type of skills, or a Mayor, Kamathi is similar, except her Panthers are going to take more damage. It's as simple as that. And so if you look at these, one of the main reasons I decided to actually go further in this event is just the server I'm on. This is like free-to-play heaven when it comes to the lands that I'm going to show you guys. And that's mainly because those of you who have been with me for a while know that I look for lands that are going to be lower level troops, so I'm not going to take a lot of heavy losses. And they're going to be filled with troops so I can maximize my relic exposure. And so I'm going to level up 2 or 3 4-star relics this weekend. And I'm trying to convince myself to do the event still. Even with all of the benefits there, that grind from 5,000 to 10,000 still is not something I look forward to.
How many tokens does this event offer again? Did you say?
4.
4?
And they're all given by the 5,000 soul mark.
Yeah, I haven't any of the gems or portal stones in the rewards yet. I'm planning on doing this whole entire thing just on portal stones alone, trying to build up the tokens to save. I have 3 from the last event, and I'll get 4 during this one. So trying to build those up, be a little bit conservative, not be lazy.
Congratulations, Cage. And while yes, I got to tell you, that that decision to do that is not the easiest one out there. If you save it and you use those tokens when you have a much higher boost, you'll thank yourself. The 1.2 boost is just... for example, when we got the 2.0 boost in the ice event, the last event that I did, I was raking in the souls. And that's when those tokens really need to be used, is when you can maximize their effort, or when you need to complete an event and you just don't have the time to grind it out.
Yeah, the last 3 events they had, the ice and the 2 fire ones, the main Titan that they had to achieve was given a 1.5 or even a 2.0 boost. It's kind of interesting that they didn't follow the same trend with this one.
Yeah, that would have been nice. if they would have followed that trend, then those 5,000 gems that you get, which I'm incredibly impressed with. You know, Natural Motion has gone the distance. They gave us 4 tokens and nearly 6,000 gems, as well as portal stones to grind with. I mean, they're really encouraging people to devote resources to the game, whether it's time or money. And they're trying to reward you every step of the way. The big fault I see is that they're trying to lure people in on this event with the septic belt and the cloak. And like Ladega, they are relics of an age that's past. I guess not quite Ladega yet, but yeah. I mean, if you're free to play, you're not leveling up Ladega overnight, so it's going to be months before you get her to level 60. And when you do, is she really going to be meta at that point? Alright. So,
yeah, I was pretty pleasantly surprised to see that orb is coming so cheap at only 12,000.
yeah. If you have a 4-star Titan, that's 1,000 battles. Another 120 or 130, and you've got Mayar.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing things very inefficiently this event. Not using a Moss main Titan. I'm kind of giving up that boost, and most people think I'm crazy, but hey, I got a Titan that's in, in the upper 50s of leveling, and we know that using getting those Titans that high up to get up to level 60 is challenging, so I'm just trying to take advantage of all the experience and all the battles to, try to get that to 60 as quickly as possible.
All right. Then, by all means, I mean, you're just going to get your relic inventory filled up a lot quicker as well. Just because you're going to have to grind harder to get there.
Yep, that's for sure.
All right. I want to repeat something I said at the beginning of the video as well. I want to retract part of my statement I made in my last video. By this point, I've actually read online a few other areas where it's already been repeated, my statement that armor is dead. And while I still stand by that whenever you are setting up your defense, armor is still a valuable resource when you're attacking. And that's simply because people don't throw in all of their armor-piercing relics on their defensive units unless they are running a Ladega or a Basathi. They're normally are trying to make their troops last longer, which means armor makes your guys a little bit sturdier, and it's a good default to go to. But unless you have a lot of it, it's not going to matter anyway.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the armor and whatnot, whenever I'm hitting, big, high-level lands for farming, sometimes I'll use my Thor if I'm low on troops and whatnot, and he's got over 100%, armor and has, over 90%, resist to physical. And what's interesting, what you're talking about, armor is dead and whatnot, is even with over 100% armor and over 90% resist to physical, I went up against the Siegfried, and I've taken him out before, but I guess this one guy just must have had the perfect role for archers, because even that Thor with level 58 and that armor and physical resist still couldn't hold up to his archers. It was ridiculous.
It's like 5 shots and you're still dead. It's ridiculous.
I went into a little depressed mode because I was like, how is that possible? But
yeah, it's just the meta now.
I was like, oh my god.
But know that even X armor skills, you can't get enough armor to stop a Siegfried or stop an Odin with good skills. And it's all going back to that armor-piercing X skill, which is the meta-changing skill. That and the fact that infiltrators have a 250% armor-piercing item now. And good luck getting to 250% armor.
Yeah, seriously. that'd be one of those Castle Crusher kind of series if you have an infiltrator with that relic.
That's right. To be honest with you guys, I've decided that once I'm done leveling the next 2 or 3 relics, I'm going to level a set of defensive relics to maximize armor on either one troop set or a Titan, so you guys can see exactly how much you can get and what it will do in an actual battle. Because if you guys are able to, I mean, hopefully I can do that before the meta shifts again. Just depends on my timing I have. And once again, as you guys know, this game's free to play for me. Any strategies that I offer to you guys here, they are encouraging you to save your finances and choose when you're going to do events. Now, hopefully you guys who've been playing for a while will see that, yeah, the last 2 events I passed on completely. And I say that I can complete 5 out of every 11 events. When there's 2 or 3 events in a row like this, most people are passing anyway. And so, in my mind, I'm completing all of the important events without ever spending a dime. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I think too, I know you got like side business, you got your full-time gig and whatnot, but maybe have some extra income, kind of sell like a package deal on your YouTube channel with access to your free-to-play videos. Maybe you could also provide like a DOT, game guide or strategy guide.
See, that's a good idea. YouTube's been sending me all these links to try to improve my channel, but I'm lazy. All right, Kumar, are you talking about the Event Titan? The Mayar? Or are you talking about Kamathi here? I'll let you answer before I go into that description. Okay. So I'm guessing it's the Event Titan. The Event Titan that is here, I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, this is a good Titan to get. Because it will do a good job defending a land with your spearmen, and it'll do a great job attacking with the Panthers. Because the Panthers have both X skills, if you have a 4-star Bitter Dirk and a 3-star Bitter Dirk, you can also have the Titan buffing, Titan and troop buffing relics, and you're going to have more than a passable attacker that's not going to lose many troops running just Panthers. So if you plan on getting that far into the event, this Titan is not going to be the best of attackers, is not going to be the best of defenders, but it's going to be passable in both areas. I honestly think that the defensive attributes of them are going to be what really stand out. Zalan, welcome to the stream. You're welcome to join us in Discord if you like. I'll post the link. And anyone else who'd like to join, you're welcome to join as well.
Real quick, so just released this brand new Guardian Moss Main Titan. What's kind of your comparison with the potential for this Titan compared to like Matano?
Okay. Matano, hands down, will be a better defender when it comes to getting greens. This Titan, I think, has the potential to drag out a battle to where it will make your opponent's eyes bleed wanting to attack you again. I mean, that's what spearmen have the ability to do. You get the right relics with this one, and I don't see this Titan defending your garrison. I see it defending one of your VP lands. Because when you're in a battle in Legend League, it's all about taking as much time from your opponent as possible.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of people with some really good looking Matanos. The one that I have is level 30, Let me pull it up real quick. I don't think the skills on it is that good compared to others. It has Panther armor, resist against fire, armor, health, and armor. So triple armor and only one elemental resist. So then I'm trying to think, okay, well, if I do get this other one, this new type, which I probably will, if I was to spend some time to really level one or the other, which one would it be?
Well, I'm gonna tell you now. Unless you get a great roll with the Matano, Mayar is going to be better. But the great roll Matano, hands down, will be better. Overall, though, with variation taken into account, Mayar be the Titan that you want to level. Mayar's better with Panthers on attack, and has a passable defense as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like looking at the stats, like if I get my Matano up to 60, even though it's triple armor, all of the armor skills added together would not be as much as the X skills as this new Titan here. So I get that answers my question.
And that's the power of the X skill. Oh, Zalon's in here with us. Why haven't you spoken up, man?
I'm just waiting.
All right. So, yeah, I've decided that my awkward openings have got to stop. So, for a while, I'm going to steal your opening.
Well, you can't steal my opening. Zay Gamer steals my opening already.
Well,
I've even caught him and Jaeger do it once or twice. It's just a normal thing that some people will do, but I've just been doing it forever. So
you're the godfather of DOT. With APOC having left, you're the godfather of YouTubers. So it's a rite of initiation.
Yes, we'll use that same greetings along. I mean, that's always going to be your greeting. Everyone's going to identify, hey, he was Zalon.
I know.
That's right.
You know, I've still have yet to find the random person playing Dawn of Titans publicly. I could just be like, so, you're playing DOT? And then, like, stop somebody while they're playing, you know? Like, catch them on their phone or something. Like, oh, hey, you watch any YouTubers? That'd be crazy. Just nuts to randomly find somebody playing the game and like, actually know. But,
Zalon, I'm going to tell you, I tried to like this stone, this relic at 17,000, but I just can't do it. I even tried to promote it on the stream.
No. See, these new relics, again, with the fact that there were spells, again, I continue to say that in the use of Trials of Power, I can see that it's only certain relics with certain Titans, depending on which ones are going to be your strongest to go into a Trials of Power situation. The only time you ever need a crap ton of spells is Trials of Power.
That's true.
So, you know, out of all the different ones that give you spells, I would say, obviously, the relics that we already have, that we raise the dead, are going to be extremely important for that. And also, a relic like this, obviously, if you're going to go in with like a poison titan, you know, you could easily say, all right, well, that relic would help your poison titan and also give you 3 more poison spells.
That's true.
So,
and
those poison spells, especially in Trials of Power, again, a lot of players haven't ever played it because it was last year and they haven't brought it back yet. But when they have the serious mobs at the end, when you're just doing anything you can to stay alive and they just keep coming at you, when you drop those poison spells, you could kill a lot of enemy troops at the very end. So
it's true. I honestly think, and this is a shout out to this Titan. First of all, King Josh, welcome to the channel, welcome to the kingdom. But I honestly think this Titan, Guardian Titan, will be fantastic going into Trials of Power. And that's because she offers the health and armor boost, and then you can get the damage through the relics that you need. The Bitter Dirks, and then the Titan boosting and Panther boosting relics. Although I believe that going into that, if I use that Titan, I will definitely be using 2 mounted armors. Just because the extra armor there in the Trials of Power will be great in keeping my Panthers alive long enough to get to the end game.
The other thing you don't have to worry about in Trials of Power, along with the way the Theaters of War plays, Theaters of War and how we already have our current monument and arenas, those troops that you're going up against aren't buffed to the hilt with enemy relics in comparison to when you go to a castle. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Everybody, it's such a big difference. People slam through the highest level of Theaters of War and go, oh wow, the troops really weren't as strong as I expected. It's like, yeah, there's no relic.
That's true. Those relics play such a key. A level 60 Titan is nothing without relics. I don't care what skills they have.
Those troops will be the same. In Trials of Power will be the same case. They won't be heavily buffed troops, just like the Theaters of War and monuments and arenas right now.
Yeah.
So.
Can you guys quickly describe the Trials of Power? I haven't been around that long, and I've heard it referenced several times. Could you guys just describe it real quick to me?
Sure.
Take it away, Zalon.
It's like the downside of Trials of Power. It's a 10-minute long battle. Okay, so which means it bothers the crap out of players because of the fact that everyone's so used to doing battles in less than 30 seconds. But yeah, it's a dedicated 10 minutes to get us to go through as many waves as you can. Now, a majority of players reach the 10-minute mark, but really what it matters is getting to that 10-minute mark and getting through as many waves. And yes, you have to. Initially, they had you run all the way up to the top and have to go against these towards groups that would initially there would be a set group on the field, and then as you would destroy the wave after wave after wave, these small little caves would open up, and more troops would come out of them, and more waves would randomly generate in the middle of the field. So you would just continuously fight, more and more and more and more, and spells would drop after each wave. Not every wave, but after each wave, there would be at least a few second delay in between. And sometimes spells would fall down. And most of the time it was always during the first, I would say 5 or 6 or 8 waves or something like that. And then after that, no more spells would drop. So pretty much you had to just go in with as many spells as you could, the best troops you had, the best troop buffing Titan that you had. There was also a good attacker that wasn't going to go down. And go in with as many spells as you possibly could, and collect as many. Actually, having a Panther runner to collect spells in the background was incredibly important because you wanted to actually have as many spells as you could.
The only use for Panthers back then was that.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's also very true. So, yeah, but it was very important to run those Panthers around to collect the spells, and they would drop in 3 different predetermined spots every time too. So actually, at one point, I did a thing where I actually left 3 militia units, I think, in those positions in the back where those spells were dropping every time. I would have them stand ground in those spots so that the spells would drop right on them, and I would just instantly have them. But again, we don't know how they're going to rework everything because it was just the way it was set up. It really benefited the higher level players more than anything. But there was 2 Trials of Power. The first one, maybe there was 3, I forget. But I just remember the first one gave an exorbitant amount of Titan XP.
Yep.
It was like something ridiculous, like 15,000. I don't want to. Maybe it was 10,000. I don't know. It was crazy amounts of Titan XP. People were taking their Titans and taking them from 10 and 20 to 40 and 50. And people were thinking it was absolutely insane. So, but of course, you still had to pay gems to do it over and over and over again. So, and there was an island that came up in the middle, in between where your alliance is and where the middle of, where your neutral lands are. a completely separate island would come up from the ground. So that's pretty much it. Oh, and it was when they introduced Oracore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. There was 2 more. That was right. There was a total of 3 Trials of Power. Because I remember specifically thinking, third time around, I'm like, I'm tired of Oracore. Why don't we give out a different Titan? So, but that's the synopsis.
So the main benefit to it was mainly Titan XP as you go through those battles?
Oh, no, you get... go ahead.
Well, no. Well, if I remember correctly, there was, for going through of course you're running against the clock, but in the middle of your screen there was like a tally of your points as they would rack up, and also on the top left there was like your best score, your personal best. It was kept, and basically you were always just trying to get the highest score possible. There was a rank reward for the highest score possible, but then there was a milestone, if I remember, where your score was cumulatively added up, and you got milestones along with it. If I'm correct, does that sound right, Shooter?
That's exactly right. I mean, it worked a similar way to an event in regards to there being tier rewards, because you got a certain amount of points for lasting a certain amount of time. But and then it was like an individual, it was like the first of the individual events. That's the way I'll put it. But it was designed just slightly different. But we haven't seen one in such a long time. I wonder if they're even going to bring it back.
Well, also, too, if you want to take a glimpse of what it was like back in that time for Trials of Power, just go on my channel. I have probably 2 or 3 videos that went during the time period of each one of the Trials of Power last year. And just check them out, because, again, obviously, it's like what's it called? A look back in time. You'll see some crazy stuff.
I remember when I was running Trials of Power back then, I had my highest level Titan was my Solzar. So I was running Grenadiers and Solzar while everyone else was running their new Italis and all of his Spearmen. Or Imperials. And I could get past Uracore, but my troops were like level 15, 16.
The other thing that was cool is the fact that, periodically, I think it was on like wave 10, and then like wave 15, and then 20, that Oracore would come out, and you would have to go up, you would have to go up against him. Usually the first one, you'd be able to take him out, but the second one, if you got to the second one, it was very difficult to kill him.
I remember.
They used him as like a boss, periodically.
There was one guy in non-toxic that was level 25 back then that was like saving everyone's life, because everyone was low level back then, and he would donate the Goliaths, the level 25 Goliaths that we could use during that event. And I just remember that being like the best thing in the world, because I was like, there's no way I'm going to survive level 25 units coming down.
Well, that's the thing, too. Yeah, actually having somebody in your alliance giving really, really good reinforcements was huge back then, because, for that exact point, I remember specifically thinking to myself, oh, I got certain level 25 troops, and I was like, well, now I'm going to get my best score. This is the best score I'm going to have right now, I have the best. I can't screw this up,
Man,
they introduced that event with how dynamic that event could be and so many different factors. I feel like someone's going to have to put out a YouTube video for newbies like me to get the concept or get the right strategy.
Yeah, well, if anything like that, Trials of Power is going to come back. Now, I guarantee you, myself and other YouTubers will be making videos on it and everything else, because that kind of stuff, any kind of like Throne Wars and Trials of Power, anything that's not the norm, there's going to be plenty of people that want to watch about it, and also there's going to be people like me and Shooter McGavin that are going to want to talk about it. So.
It's true. Oh, quick update. If Theaters of War comes out next week, and it is Poison, this is one of the times I will endorse this event, just because if you can get a few 4-star Bitter Dirks when you don't have them, they make all the difference in the world for you. I've got one 4-star Bitter Dirk, and I am dying to get a few more.
When you say endorse, what does that mean?
I mean endorse spending gems to get it. Treat it as an event.
Spending gems. Well, yeah. I was mentioning this in my video too, because I was going to say today was the fact that I feel like any theaters of war, I feel like that's a given before any particular event will directly affect how many people are going to play that event. And the fact of we're going to be able to look and see, all right, we ran a theaters of war before this event, and it's Monday. How many people participated? I'm going to say it's going to directly affect maybe like a 20, maybe 25% uptick in how many people either complete or even participate in the event. And I think that's pretty insane, just for the simple fact that because of that theaters of war, and they spent the gems initially, there's more of a, I guess, especially if you get event relics out of it as well, besides from getting other good relics and good titans, you feel like you're already kind of like, all right, well, I'm going to at least use these event relics, and if I find anything better that's in this event, you can keep going. So,
all right, quick question from Kumar.
Theaters
of War. If you've missed these events, what will happen is you'll see an icon come up that will tell you about it. It'll just say Theaters of War, and it'll tell you, basically you'll see the element. You'll come over to the Titan arenas, and there will be a different boss in the Titan arenas. They have special drops that they'll give to you, and they're like upgraded drops that will give you 4-star relics, event relics, a wide variety of things. Basically an increased chance of good loot. And so you'll come here, there will be a 6-hour timer on the arena once you've completed it. And this is a chance for you to spend gems to reset it and get value out of it, as opposed to just getting experience. What's that?
I said 366.
366 gems. So it's a very inexpensive way to load up on good relics. The only issue that I've seen with it in the past is that if you already have a few copies of the relics that it has to offer, it can be a waste of gems. And if you're free to play, every gem is important. To be honest with you guys, despite the semi-favorable way I've painted this event, I do think that Theaters of War is basically on the same level. And so if I'm completing this event, if this is a Poison Theaters of War next week, I'm going to spend some gems to try to get the relics that I need. Because I've been playing this game for a year, and while all of them are in the drops, certain drops happen a whole lot less for certain accounts.
Yep. I didn't get my first mount armor until like a couple months ago.
Well, I could loan you a set. But I only got my first bitter dirk, or 4-star bitter dirk, 2.5 months ago. So I could never be part of the Panther craze because I didn't have one.
Yeah,
I just get metal drop.
Yeah, those things are good. While on the other hand, I have had more gilded arcs drop than I know what to do with.
Same with cars. I'm like, I'm going to use this for militia.
Yes, I have saved all my holy guards that I've gotten. I would absolutely do that in a heartbeat, Yoon. I'd give you, I think I have 7 to trade, and I'd still have 2 more than what I actually need. And I need 4-star gilded arcs. Because I've got 3 Siegfrieds I'm leveling and 1 Odin.
Wow, how meta you are. I'm leveling Calvarax, and yes, I'm just loving Calvarax. I've never had so much fun with a mid-20s, I shouldn't say that, almost 30s, ice range. Never had this much fun.
8 bitter dirks, you know, that's just goes to show that certain drops are more prevalent than others. I mean, the other thing is, like, with the exception of Yardog, who uses Mountain Fists? I mean, is there anyone else that's semi-meta that would use that item?
Earth Titans will have their day.
I hope so.
Ragnar.
My Skullnar,
Earth Titans will have their day.
ever since Calvarex became meta, my Skullnar's been getting so many more greens on my Garrison. They all come in thinking I'm Matano.
I know, I got, like, the Mountain 3 of the Goliath Hammers. I don't have anything to do with them because I don't have any 4-star Ragnar, so I'm hoping I get a Yard Dog at some point.
I have no idea. I mean, I don't ever see a meta coming where Goliaths become the premier attacking unit.
But, okay, talk to me in January next year, okay? Shooter, talk to me next year in January.
Oh,
Let me know. Let me know when things are changing next year in January, and you're like, oh my God, look, it looks like it's the time of the Ragnar. And I'm like, oh, well, Shooter, remember that.
Time of the Ragnar will be defense. It's not going to be offense. If it becomes offense, all other units are going to be useless, because I don't really see Goliaths losing their spot as a decent defensive unit.
Who says they don't introduce, well, I don't know. If they decided to introduce another element to the game, which they did mention something like that on the last live stream, I don't know if you caught that or not, but on the last Dev live stream, they were talking about the possibility of a new Titan class with a new element, and I was like, new element? Wow, okay.
I don't think they would do that quick. I think that's still something like a year out. And that's because, Lightning was basically just introduced. I don't think, even though Lightning's been in the game since the beginning.
Year of Lightning, yeah, we know that, but I'm just saying, the possibility of new class, obviously people really want me more than anything else. So we'll see if that gets pushed and they decide to drop a new class before the end of the year. That thing that gets me is the fact that with that most recent leak, and we saw that of the new Titans that are coming out and stuff like that, that one of them was specifically, what's his face?
Poseidon?
No, not Poseidon. I saw he was on there, but yeah, we know that with the Greek gods. But what I was referring to was the actual. Who's the last guy? What is it? Almirand, however you would like to pronounce it. But he's Shaman class, and that's the thing is because he has been shown the Shaman class symbol when you go in the last mission in the campaign mode. And if they have him in, like, as in, on that test build that was being shown, if he's being worked on and or being added to the game, that must mean his entire class is being added to the game.
That's true.
Because they're not gonna bring him in as somebody like a different class because he's already kind of in the game as a different class. So I don't know. That's how I.
Real quick, Josh, I think I'm gonna aim for 18,000, but I'm not gonna use any tokens to get there because 1.2 boost is not worth a token, but the grind is worth it. So if I don't get to that point, I'll probably stop at the 250 divine gems, and that's just because I'm itching to compete in an event. I've skipped the last two, and I want to level up some relics. I wouldn't blame anyone if they passed on this event, but I'm going not because there's anything great except for Orb of Death and even Meku, but just because. And the main thing is from 13,000 to 18,000. That's like a free grind if you just use Portal Stones, and so that's enough to fill up your relic inventory once, maybe twice.
Did you notice that they didn't make Meku a bonus or anything like that to make it so that you can get farther along after you get Meku?
Yeah, I noticed that.
Still going to be the same 1.2. It's not like you get a 1.5 or a 2.0. So I think that initial idea and test You failed. But I don't know. I don't know if we're going to see that again.
I'm going to tell you now that there's been a lot of hate for Meiku that I've seen, but I'm going to call her a fairly good Titan. She's going to be good on offense.
I don't usually talk about I think Meiku is like I was just blind to the fact that
I know. I just
decide to give a boost to Meiku to make it so that when you get Meiku, the free-to-play player could even go farther for even more. You see what I'm getting at? Like
that's true.
A couple of the previous.
If Meiku had a 2.0 boost, I can tell you now, I would absolutely use one of my event relics. Because when you have a 2.0 boost and an event relic, you get a ridiculous amount of souls. And
but I'm going to jump off here. I'm glad I got to join on here. I'm going to keep you up on the TV and continue to watch. But
I'll probably be stopping in the next 15, 20 minutes. I do have work in the morning. I just wanted to give my analysis, do a little grind, and give the community a chance to speak their mind as well.
Of course, it's always appreciated, Shooter. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, always a pleasure, man. Take care.
All right, night, Zalon.
See you later.
And this is, once again, I'm going to shout out all of you who are thinking that you have ideas that you want to share. First and foremost, I would encourage you, create your own YouTube channel. There's plenty of us that will walk you through how to make content fairly quickly and easily. If that is not what you're looking at doing, use my channel as a platform. Come on Discord, come prepared with notes, and I'll give you the platform to speak your mind on where you think the game is headed and what it is that you would like to see happen moving forward. Now, once again, I am one of currently the least subscribed YouTubers, but I'm also one of the newer ones. So I can't guarantee you there's going to be a ton of people that reach you, but the people that you are able to reach, my audience is yours. All right. So I didn't ask you, Drew. How far are you going to go in this event?
I'm sorry, you cut out. What was your question?
How far are you going to go in this event?
Oh, at least 12,000 for the orb, but honestly, just for the pure Titan experience and getting the relics, probably the Divine Gems or that 18,000 mark for the normal gems.
Wow. Congratulations.
And like I said, like you said, I'm going to save my Titans, do it the inefficient, old school way, because I just have a hunch that I'm going to need those tokens coming up really soon. And this is not an event that I want to waste them on.
That's right. I just happen to have the time this weekend, and I've got that itch to grind. I normally, the stars just align, because normally I just say, while there are some decent items in here, it's worth a pass to me. But for some reason, this weekend I can't just do that. So you guys are going to have to suffer with a few more of these grind videos.
Yeah, I didn't get a Talus during the Ice event, but I got pretty much right before him. And then the Fire event, I can't remember those Berserkers' names, the Unaki event we just got done with last week, but it was my birthday weekend last week, and my mom was in town, so I had no time to play whatsoever. So I was a little disappointed I didn't get that orb, because I would have gone that far. But yeah, just like you said, I didn't participate at all last week, so I kind of got that itch to get some battles in.
Yeah, that's fine. Zalon, I'm not, or real quick, Zalon, I am not trying to downplay my channel at all. I'm just saying that there's bigger audiences out there. I just want to provide my audience a platform for thoughts and ideas if they don't choose to create their own. That's just simply where I'm coming from with that. But go ahead and finish your thought, Doom.
Shoot, I can't remember what it was.
Okay. Yoon, you're right. The itch is contagious sometimes. It's just sort of stress relieving to run your Panthers over a great deal of dead bodies. and I won't fault anyone for that.
Oh yeah, the itch. Yeah, I got an itch to beat Talladega and BP this season. That's another reason why I'm going so far.
Yeah, well, since I joined... oh, and by the way, I am in Rogue Squad this week, for those of you who do know. I think I'm going to take a tour of Non-Toxic. For the next few weeks, at least, I'm going to be in Rogue Squad, and I'm going to be putting King Josh to shame when it comes to VP. I'll show you guys where we're currently at, and I didn't join until basically Tuesday night. So, you guys will decide who's the real victor here. And I'm calling out King Josh because we are about similar levels, and on one of my videos I attacked his Mamesh, and I got destroyed. So it's time for payback, brother.
Sure, Gavin will have his day.
Exactly. That's what you get for making me attack your guy with my, I think it was Venom Tusk, during my first Castle Crushers video. Alright. So here we go. This is Rogue Squad. The Woo up top has 7 million VP. Look at that. King Josh is rocking a measly 4 million. A day and a half behind, and I'm at just about at 3 million. Josh, before the end of this weekend, you're going down, brother. Okay. So I'm going to recharge my stones one more time, and at the end of that, I am going to have to call it a night, guys, because although I only have 6 hours to work tomorrow, that is in 5 hours that I have to get up. Alright. Now, I have been exploring additional ways to expand the content on this channel, and what do you guys think about me putting up polls during some of my videos? Would you guys like the ability to vote? Because that's something I've been looking into.
Yep.
Perfect. I was going to ask you first, since I have you here. Alright. You?
That'd be down. It's kind of like on the band when, I don't know if it was Bo or Zalon or someone set out a poll for the new expanded alliance and what people thought should be the alliance name, and got a lot of participation in that. So I think a poll on your channel would be a good idea.
I'm thinking of a few polls each stream, just with random questions. But yeah, I mean, it'll be good. Now, Yoon, if you're going to be in Rogue Squad next week as well, you're going to have to join the VP race. No exceptions. Josh has been dominating Rogue Squad for too long. He needs to be put to shame by others. There you go. I don't need to be president, Ron. I am king. But I appreciate that. All right. So
yeah, kings get what they want, whereas presidents have to follow judicial systems and laws.
Exactly. I don't follow laws. I make laws.
Only at late night, though, not during the day.
Exactly. Pisces, welcome to the stream. Shooter, everyone get down. Alright. The crew is here, alright? The normal crew who gives the... I mean, this crew, most of you guys were with me during the course of my 3-hour Valkyrie stream where, like, all of our IQs dropped significantly. Because when it comes to late at night, I'm just going to tell you right now, I get dumber and dumber as the night goes on. IQ, your brain cells are burned and all that good stuff.
Yeah, it's 1 a.m. Where I'm at, and been going through battles for about 4 hours now, so my brain is kind of turning to mush as well.
There you go. By the way, the reason I am using Kamathi in this event, guys, because I do have a Ladega as well to use. The reason I'm using Kamathi is she's part of a collection that's going to get me something decent. And my Ladega is garbage because my first 3 skills are 2 flanking damages and then a lightning resist.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, a shooter is greater than the queen. That's right. Queen Elizabeth, no disrespect, but the king is running this session here. And the king is in his kingdom now.
His kingdom, 143 subscribers.
That's right. We are growing day by day. And go back to the prediction I made when this channel started, when the only people that watched me were the ones as crazy as me. Talking about you, Josh and Yoon. That prediction I made so many videos ago where I said this channel is going to grow beyond bounds and measures that we could imagine. Of course the Queen plays DOT. Who in their right mind, that's anybody, doesn't play DOT?
Oh yeah, you'll get over 1,000 in no time.
It's been growing quite a lot lately. To be honest with you, in the beginning, it's just hard to get your videos seen. But once you pass a certain point, more people start finding you. And when more people find you, as long as your content's not total garbage, which mine is close to it, because I don't have all the animations yet. But yeah, I mean, people respond to either crazy personalities or good content. Luckily for me, I'm rocking both of them.
Get the best of both worlds.
Exactly. This is just the chill stream. Talk a little bit about strategy, relax a little bit, and everyone's better off for it. Alright.
Yeah, I mean, that's why on Band I try to throw out your tag and Godan and Vintage and those guys. I mean, I know Zalon and Zay Gamer, I mean, those guys got a bunch of subscribers, but I try to throw out some of those channels that I subscribe to try to get more of a following.
That's right. Ron Gamer, you have got, I mean, that's why you're a YouTuber. You know the secret formula there. Don't spread it out to everyone, man.
It helps being British, doesn't it, Ron?
All right. Yoon, I love that quote. You know what? I think I'm going to save that and make it of my next Relics Revealed video. That'll be part of the thumbnail. Intelligence is another form of insanity.
Yeah, because intelligence is against the norm. Everyone's afraid of those outside the norm.
All right. All right, here we go. We are coming to the last of the portal stones. And guys, I wish I could stream more often for you, but fact of the matter is, we all play this game because we have other parts of our lives that require more time. So having a 2-minute battle most of the time is the only thing we can do. Here we go. And Drew, I mean, do you have any additional thoughts that you would like to share with the community on this event or on Dawn of Titans in general? If not, I'm just going to go real quiet and have an awkward silence. Make us all feel weird.
No closing statements, no closing arguments.
Alright. Well then, my last act as king today is to claim my throne right here. The Mines of Roland, the Mines of Shooter McGavin. Here we go. Land claimed. Alright. And because this is my land, this video is going to end with me putting the king on the land. As soon as I can find him. He's low level right now because his skills are pretty garbage. Corthan. You're recalling and you're defending this. And because you are so epic, you are not getting any troops or spells. Bam! I stole it, Zalon. There's nothing you can do about it. Remember, when the sun goes down, you're in my house. Alright.
Oh, I love Ron's question right there.
If you had to knight someone in the DOT community, who would it be? You know what? That is a good question, Ron. I believe, as of right now, a king needs a loyal following as the knights initially. And then after that, honorary knighthoods can be given out. And so maybe that'll be a discussion for future videos and how I plan on growing my stream. But if I had to name 2 people off the top of my head, I'm going to give a shout out real quick to Yoon and Josh, because you guys have been with me basically through every stream. And there's many of you that are right behind them. And so, kings reward loyalty. In other words, the empire collapses on itself. Ron and Drew, you guys are right behind. And don't worry, Zalon, I got the jester position saved just for you. You know what? That's true. Ron, Zalon, the court jester, just made a good point. You're in the knight community now, man. Josh, Yoon, and Ron, consider yourselves knighted.
Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly. Alright. And since you're in Discord with me, Drew, gotta give you a position. You are going to be the kingdom strategist. There you go.
Okay, I'll take that.
That's alright. Knighthood comes shortly thereafter. Alright, everybody. Thank you so much for visiting the kingdom today. Special shout out to Zalon and Drew for joining me in Discord. Shout out to everyone else who has commented in the chat. I look forward to providing a few more of these videos this weekend. If you guys can join, great. If not, until next time, the Late Night King salutes you all and bids you good night. Queen of Giggles. All right. Appreciate that, Yoon. And once again, thank you, Drew.